You have seen the demos, Claude answering questions, writing code. It looks easy. But when you try to build a real enterprise app, it falls apart. Security holes, crazy costs, impossible scaling. Today, I am giving you the exact architecture blueprint used by top tech companies to build production-ready Claude applications that are secure, scalable, and actually useful for business. You are overcomplicating AI. This architecture replaces 80% of your codebase. Hold on, this is your single biggest mistake. Claude isn't here for open-ended conversation. Your enterprise system requires precision and reliability. Every output must be consistent and predictable. Creative variation introduces risk and instability you cannot afford. You must architect for deterministic behavior, ensuring the AI delivers the exact same high-quality result every single time. Calling Claude through stateless APIs is dangerously inefficient. Every interaction forces you to resend the entire conversation history, skyrocketing costs. Worse, this scattered approach leaks your proprietary logic and data across each isolated call, creating critical vulnerabilities. Your enterprise architecture demands a centralized, managed system for security and consistent reasoning. You are crippling its potential by using it as just a search bar. Asking Claude to recall your internal documents directly is what causes those confident, fabricated answers. It wasn't designed as a database. The fatal error isn't the hallucination itself, it is the flawed architecture that forces the model to guess, rather than retrieve. So what actually makes this approach so dangerous? You are not just getting wrong answers. You are handing full control of your data and reasoning to any user's input. The model tries to respond to everything, which lets malicious instructions bypass your safeguards entirely. Your entire security perimeter collapses from the inside. You are using Claude AI wrong. The real enterprise architecture is hidden. But if the app doesn't connect to Claude, how does any intelligence get in? This feels like a gap, right? You are building a smart app, yet the blueprint tells you to avoid the AI. The key insight is that this constraint is intentional and creates your system's most critical security boundary. You are not cutting off intelligence, you are channeling it safely. I call this the sealed gateway. The orchestration layer is your hardened control room, the single conduit through which all intelligence must flow. It authenticates every request, strips out harmful data, and logs every interaction. This isn't a bottleneck, it's your intelligent filter, ensuring the power of Claude enters your enterprise clean, controlled, and fully accountable. Think of this as your enterprise's sensory system. This layer actively listens to your digital environment, pulling precise, current information directly from your core systems. It ensures Claude does not operate on memory or assumptions, but on the live truth of your operations, turning raw data into immediate intelligence. This isn't an AI, it's a contained reasoning unit. We strictly sanitize and structure every prompt, feeding only safe, processed data. This isolation is your security perimeter. The pattern clearly indicates that without this gate, your entire system is vulnerable. What this means is you control the dialogue, ensuring predictable, secure, and scalable outputs. You are likely overpaying for Claude without this essential security layer. Here's the core flaw. Your AI is completely exposed. Anyone can bypass permissions and make unauthorized calls. That's a catastrophic data breach waiting to happen. This layer is your absolute gatekeeper. It intercepts every single request, enforces strict identity verification, and ensures only approved actions reach Claude. This is your enterprise-grade security foundation, non-negotiable. But think about this. Where is that context coming from? The data must be filtered. The orchestrator ensures every retrieved document is first validated against the user's permissions. No private data ever slips into an unauthorized prompt. This is how you prevent the AI itself from becoming the leak. Your security is enforced before a single word is generated. And yet, forcing a schema is just the start. The orchestrator must also be the gatekeeper, actively stripping any retrieved context of sensitive data before it ever reaches Claude. This preemptive scrubbing is non-negotiable. You are not just structuring the output, you are sanitizing the input, ensuring the AI never even sees what it shouldn't know. That's true security. But this logging and auditing, what's the goal? The key insight is you are building an unbroken chain of proof. Every single AI interaction must be traceable, accountable, and defendable. This isn't just about preventing overload with rate limits, it is your definitive audit trail. Should anything go wrong, you have an immutable record of exactly what was asked and delivered. Forget chatbots. Claude's real power is automating entire business logic. Now, the augmentation engine needs smarter retrieval. Pure semantic search isn't enough for enterprise precision. A hybrid approach combines vector similarity with traditional keyword filters. This means the system understands conceptual meaning and strictly enforces critical business rules like user permissions or date ranges before returning a single fact, dramatically improving accuracy and security. Dynamic context pruning is your secret weapon. It does not just add data, it intelligently cuts out irrelevant conversation history with each new query. This proactive trimming preserves your precious tokens for what truly matters, maintaining context while ruthlessly optimizing for cost and performance. You get a sharper, more focused AI without the overhead. But static databases are relics. The augmentation engine connects directly to live production systems, your operational SQL stores, critical APIs, real-time event streams. It fetches the absolute now and injects it into Claude's reasoning the instant you ask. Your AI does not just know history, it senses the current heartbeat of your entire enterprise, delivering decisions grounded in live truth. Think of your most complex operational question right now. The cache holds proven answers, yes. But that static knowledge is just the warm-up. When truly novel problems strike, the system bypasses the cache entirely, engaging in a live, secure dialogue with your actual databases and APIs. It reasons with the absolute present, not just a stale record of the past. Your Claude AI architecture is probably fragile and full of hidden risks. You think cutting API calls saves money? That's backwards. The real waste is cramming the same repetitive instructions into every single request. You are paying to reteach Claude the same lesson. Prompt templates lock that foundational knowledge in place, turning what was a recurring expense into a one-time investment. But wait, your prompt templates are incomplete. They only give Claude its instructions. To truly slash costs, you must also manage the history you feed it. Semantic compression analyzes past dialogue, distilling entire conversations into concise, intelligent summaries. This prevents wasteful token bloat, ensuring Claude has crucial context without the recurring cost of your entire chat log. How do you stop paying for answers you already own? Every business hour's query sent to Claude is wasted money. The pattern is clear: you are repeatedly funding basic lookups. So you intercept them. Your system first checks a local knowledge base. If the answer exists there, it delivers it instantly. Claude only engages when truly needed, slashing routine query costs to zero. But here's the hidden killer: that single, expensive Claude call might be your whole user's workflow. The pattern clearly indicates you must track token burn per action. What this means is you'll spot which features are draining your budget, allowing you to redesign or cache those expensive interactions, turning a cost center into a controlled investment. You are overcomplicating Claude AI. This simpler architecture works better. Input sanitization isn't a filter, it is your first proactive shield. The key insight is you must aggressively strip out not just obvious PII, but hidden data patterns and embedded command logic before a prompt ever reaches the model. What this means is you are preventing data leakage and blocking attempted jailbreaks at the architectural perimeter itself. Output validation isn't merely a final check, it's the critical gatekeeper of trust. The pattern clearly indicates that even perfect prompts can generate unsafe or off-brand content. This means you must programmatically verify every response for policy compliance, data integrity, and factual accuracy before it is ever seen by a user, transforming raw AI output into a secure enterprise asset. Think of zero data retention as a memory wipe after every conversation. The key insight is that your proprietary data must never become part of the AI's knowledge base. What this means is that you configure your Claude API sessions to be utterly ephemeral, ensuring your intellectual property and customer information remain exclusively within the walls of your enterprise. But this is where most teams get it backward. An audit log isn't just compliance paperwork. The pattern clearly indicates that it is your ultimate truth layer. Every prompt, its context, and the resulting response form a forensic record. This is your strategic asset for debugging hallucinations, refining prompts, and holding the entire AI operation accountable. The biggest mistake: treating AI like an API endpoint. It is not. Containerizing each layer gives us critical tactical advantages. We can now scale the augmenter to process more documents independently, while the orchestrator manages workflow logic separately. This decoupling creates a resilient system where bottlenecks are isolated and resolved instantly, preventing any single component from becoming a performance liability. Neglect this, and you will cripple your user experience with frozen interfaces. The insight here is profound. Your orchestrator must delegate document processing to background workers immediately. This separation keeps your application responsive while complex AI tasks complete silently, ensuring users never wait for system-heavy operations. Forget fragile applications that break the moment the Claude API blinks. The data is clear. You must implement health checks and circuit breakers. This creates resilience, ensuring your application gracefully degrades its functionality under pressure rather than catastrophically failing your users during an external service outage. But here's the real cost of ignoring this. User frustration from lag translates directly to lost revenue and trust. A multi-region strategy moves your AI from a distant data center to a local point of presence. This is how you deliver that instant, conversational response time that feels truly intelligent, not just functional. Never let users talk directly to Claude. Always route through a secure orchestration layer. Control costs and accuracy by augmenting Claude with your own data and business logic. Security and auditability are architectural requirements, not afterthoughts. Start by mapping your first use case to the orchestration layer we covered.